How's it going everyone, my name is BAYZY and welcome to another video. In this video I'm talking about how Breakpoint can have a fresh start within 2021 when a year 2 comes. I'll be going over a few things that have came already and how maybe that could lead on to new things in the future, but also want to talk about the fact that this is generally going to be a fresh start because of all the things that have came in 2020. But let's save it for the video, let's talk about that. But first I want to say do hit subscribe button if you aren't already, because I will be making plenty more content based on Breakpoint in the near future. Let's get straight into this thing though. I think we can all agree that Breakpoint is currently in a state where it should have been at launch. It has completely changed compared to what it was within launch and within 2019, and I think 2020 was a good year for Breakpoint overall when it came to improvements for the game and just basically making the game much better when it comes to the fact that the immersive mode came out, which was within a Ghost experience, and we had loads of other things that came within the Ghost experience. Of course, there was the first update which introduced that immersive mode to the game where you could change more parameters within the game. And we also had another Ghost experience which came later on in 2020 that totally changed the game again, and of course that also added world parameters into the game, which basically allowed you to take off the drones, take off the Azure drones, turn off the helicopter patrols that were flying above you. You were even able to add a resistance into the world and even add terminators, and now since Live Event 3 came out we can also turn on and off the Amber Ruin within Breakpoint, and that obviously means that we have these areas, kind of new areas in a way, which we can explore, of course with this Amber Ruin within the world, which is pretty cool I think. Of course we also had the Darkest Night, and I did make a video based on some improvements that could come to that. Hopefully there will be some improvements regarding that this year, like alert systems and that kind of stuff need to be improved to make it a little bit more realistic. Maybe that could combine with like a camouflage system where the enemy can't detect you as easily if you're wearing certain camos. Now, where are we at with Breakpoint currently after 2020? Of course there are a few spoilers here, so be careful, I don't want to spoil the game for anyone. So of course Nomad crashed on the island with all the other ghosts, and he supposedly was the only one left other than Holt and the people within Auroa, which is basically the player base. Other than that, everyone else died, and unfortunately Weaver died as well. Within episode 1 you basically built up to killing Walker at the end and of course being friends with Skell, and then episode 2 hit with Sam Fisher, which kind of went down a different route and kind of linked with Project Deus and Wonderland a little bit more, but was very vague. That didn't really have much of a link to the episodes overall. It was kind of separate. I'm surprised they didn't do it as just a live event. To be honest, adding Sam Fisher as like a live event in the game itself, doing a full episode, I mean, I'm not complaining because it was a really good episode. But lastly, we did also have Red Patriot, so I think maybe like there was supposed to be 6 episodes, and that kind of put year 1 with 3 episodes and then year 2 with another 3 episodes, and maybe we're supposed to get Red Patriot at the end or maybe in the middle, maybe on the 4th or 5th episode there. I'm not really too sure to be honest, but that's kind of like speculation. But generally Red Patriot was really good, and it built up to the fact that you killed Trey Stone with that, so that kind of ended the Sentinel leadership and the Wolves leadership, that episode 1 and episode 3, which was pretty cool to be honest. And I think that's where I'm kind of getting the idea from, that Breakpoint within 2021 can have a fresh start, can introduce some new enemies to the game, because currently you just have Sentinel. I think they should take it down the route of Wildlands, how you had separate targets to take out and you also had to do little missions within that. Of course, if there is going to be year 2 of the game, they have already designed this, so any suggestions which I make within this video, you know, can't be given to Ubisoft at this moment unless they do add it as like episodes. But other than that, you know, we had Amber Ruin, which could move on to year 2 and have something around Amber Ruin. There was some lore behind some kind of fire for this Amber Ruin. Maybe one episode would be related to that, or maybe, as I said, we could have these Wolf Lieutenants, or we could also have some Sentinel leadership which is controlling the island in order to get this buyer onto the island and getting this purchase fully through, which would be pretty cool to be honest. And if they do go down the Wildlands route where you have certain lieutenants for certain provinces, I think personally that would be really cool, just because, you know, I quite like Wildlands and the nostalgia of taking out lieutenants was pretty cool within Red Patriot. So I think going down that route would be pretty cool to be honest. Of course, they could continue Wonderland and they could also continue Project Deus. They could link to Future Soldier, because obviously Future Soldier is a year before Breakpoint. Do correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section there. But generally, due to all these features that got added within year one of the game, I feel like Ubisoft can provide what was originally wanted. A more realistic approach to the environment, a more realistic approach to the fact that you need to take down these enemies, a more realistic approach to the tactical genre which Ghost Recon should be. Of course, I went on a bit of a tangent when it came to like thinking of an idea of how they could go down another route. Of course, it's probably going to be completely different to what I've said, knowing Ubi that is anyways. They can be a little bit predictable, while they also can be quite unpredictable when it comes to content for the game. I really am expecting some form of news within February for this year too. Probably at the end, to be honest, maybe last week or maybe the last 2 weeks or very start of March. There's going to have to be some form of news, and because Live Event 3 did so well, I think they're probably going to delay that news a little bit more, just so that you can maybe get a little bit more content in regards to like cosmetics and stuff like that in the store. That's not Maria's shop, in the store that is. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. So of course year 2 can be a little bit more community driven when it comes to 2021, and of course that means that we could have more weapons added to the game, more apparel added to the game, more features that matter, such as dragging, helmets and masks, rappelling, those kind of things. I'm not really too sure whether rappelling would be added, but I think dragging teammates and helmets and masks would definitely be something that could be added to the game. Of course, we also have Moa Island, which I didn't mention below, and which is kind of left open. That of course was supposed to be used for the raid island. I'm kind of just saying that out in the open there because that's probably what it was supposed to be. And I think the idea behind expanding onto different islands was the main focus of these islands, and just expanding the raid even more, adding more raids as the game goes along. I think that was the original plan, but they've completely gone on a new tangent and just completely rehauled the game, and of course this is a fresh start for Ubi. Tell me what you think below though. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Do hit the subscribe button if you aren't already, and hit that like button. It is greatly appreciated at the end of the day. Also hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.